ask the question. Okay, we're back. This is the part about Hangouts that's fun, right? We are back. This is segment 2. Segment, in case you haven't watched the segment 1, is really an introduction to the leaders in transition. Steve Broe is our guest this evening, and we've started talking about leadership on the first segment there. And what we do on each and every segment is do a quick introduction. So we'll start with Steve. Go right ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Steve Broe. I'm an executive coach and author in Arizona.
All right. And we'll go next to Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz Stinselli with Stinselli Advisors, coming to you from Salt Lake City, Utah.
All right. And Dan Forbes.
Hey, Dan Forbes, founder of the Lead with Giants community. And I'm hanging out from Sarasota, Florida. You can find out more about our community at LeadWithGiants.com. Good to be with you guys.
Great. And Andy, go right ahead.
Hi, Andy Lyons here, Chief Fashion Curator for BringBackDesire.com and host of the Loving and Lasting Show, both on Google Plus and Blog Talk Radio. And I'm hailing from Boston Strong.
Excellent.
Congratulations on a successful marathon.
Thank you. It was a peaceful, joyful, and really heartwarming day for many, many people.
First American winner in how long?
Wow.
Oh,
long time.
Very long time.
Decades?
Yes.
Decades. Yeah. Oh, hey, go USA.
There you go. Well, I'm so happy to have more folks than we normally have on this Hangout, and it's a great pleasure to have. I know Steve has actually joined the community just a few weeks back, and I'm excited about it because Steve and I has been talking through different venues. So it's nice to add people to the community. So if you know a leader, you know somebody who'd like to join in the conversations, please join. So it's great. But I'd like to continue our conversation a little bit more about leadership and the leaders in transitions. How do we make that career change successfully? And Steve, what do you say to someone who may not have, right from the beginning, maybe the resources? Sometimes people say, yeah, you know, I don't have such and such, and I don't have that. Where should they begin? And I know we talked about just the internal compass inside us to figure out what do we really need to connect with inside. What would you say someone lost their job today? What should they do?
One of the best pieces of advice I got for someone who lost their job today is go pour yourself a glass of wine and watch the sunset.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, part of my viewpoint is having the right frame of mind to walk boldly into the direction of your future is important. So if you approach this with worry and panic, you're not going to generate the kind of positive results that you're looking for. You know, of course you can, but I think you're better off with saying, I don't know everything I need to know to move forward, but I know enough to get started. Right. And I know I've done well before. I know there's positivity out there for me. I'm walking toward that.
Yes, definitely. And not only that, I know you are a success coach and you try to connect with people on that success level, and passion and purpose is an important aspect of discovering who we are, and I know you are coaching people for greatness. Is that part of the career change, to find out what they're great at, what is their area of strength that they can move into and really maybe open up a business or build something toward that?
Well, I love talking to people about becoming an entrepreneur, opening a business, but I think really the bigger issue is helping people find their purpose, helping them express their purpose and develop strategies so that they don't really have to work in their future. All they have to do is do the thing they really love doing. And I focus more on the world of work and career. You know, I know Andy is expressing passion in other ways, but but you know, that's my focus. I really enjoy helping people make decisions about how to plan their ideal career future.
Great, great. Well, let me go ahead and I think Dan has got a question he was, during our break time, he explored, and so let me go ahead and give him the floor for that one.
Yes, thanks, Tal. So Nathan Whittington is with us in spirit and in chat, although he is not
live on the show.
So, Nathan, we are glad to have you with us. So, Nathan was asking the question about when you are trying to sort of move up the leadership ladder and you're looking for a mentor, what type of advice might you have for someone like that?
Nathan, and anyone who's making a career change like that, find a mentor that can help you. It doesn't have to be someone in the career you're moving into. In fact, there's some benefits for talking to someone who's got a range of experiences that are rich, that go beyond your particular field. A lot of the new technology careers we're developing new cultures, new ways of working rather rapidly, and there are many people who've had decades of valuable career experience, knowledge about how to work with people. Seek out someone that you resonate with, that has wisdom, and that you like spending some time with, and you feel comfortable talking about what you're all about.
I like that advice that you're giving, Nathan, and also, you know, the mentor-mentee role to me is a journey together, and not
Yes.
necessarily just someone that's imparting their knowledge to someone else. So that when you're looking for a mentor, to look for someone that is as much a learner and explorer as you are, because you both will benefit from the relationship.
The foundation of that relationship ought to be respect, feeling of I can talk to this person because he or she understands me and wants the best for me. So respect rather than exclusive, specific career knowledge about one career track.
And by the way, Steve in the comments is offering to buy you a cup of coffee, I think.
I think it says he's available. I don't know if he wants him to buy him a cup of coffee.
I'd love to do that. I've even done virtual coffee with someone on another continent via
There you
Skype.
go.
Nice.
And I think I called Nathan Steve there, so apologize.
That's okay. Nathan is a great guy. I actually met him over lunch yesterday, so he's a great resource as well. Okay, who wants to go next?
I have a question.
Hi, Liz.
Okay, so Steve, there are people out there who, on the
Andy.
outside,
Andy.
that's okay. On the outside, oh, I didn't put up my lower third. I'm sorry. On the outside, they look like they've had a successful career, and as far as how society might define it, it looks successful, but they feel dead inside. They have spent 20 years feeding their body and not their soul. They want to transition. They want to have meaning in their work. How do you help someone like that? First of all, let go of the job that's provided, quote, success by certain society standards, but also how do you help them find their true purpose?
Wow, that's a big challenge. Looking within, I use a tool called the Strength Finder, in which I talk to people about what areas of their work are they strongest in, what areas of their work do they feel the most passion, and exploring when do they get to use this. If they have a comfortable job, if they're feeling like they've got the material aspects of success, I think that was part of your question, but they know something is missing, then start by looking at what do they do that's part of their work right now that they feel passionate about and they feel strong about and they're making a difference, that are aligned with their values, and what are the parts of their work that aren't. There's a wonderful series of books on working with strength that would guide a person like this to help make some excellent choices about moving forward. Now, another part of your question is, how do you move forward beyond a place, perhaps the word is stuck? That's a bigger issue, because oftentimes, I was stuck for many years in a job where I had lots of money, and yet I didn't have the freedom to express my talents in the way I wanted to work, and I knew something big was missing from my life, and I couldn't move out of it because I was paid too well, I was too comfortable, I was raising a family, I didn't want to subject my family to upheaval. Moving forward with confidence, with grace, knowing that I don't have all the answers right now, but knowing And I'm speaking for other people when I say this, knowing that I have the capacity to make big choices that are going to make difference for other people. And not knowing all the answers today, but choosing to move forward anyway.
Thank you.
Sure.
Great. Liz, do you have a question or a comment for Steve?
Yes, just quickly. I loved how you talked about kind of energizing yourself through learning, and that's part of the reason I think we're all here tonight. We enjoy learning and improving ourselves constantly and interacting with people who may offer something new to us. Do you have anything that you might want to share about that?
Learning is one of the 5 factors that I discovered that career changers into leaders are dedicated to learning. If someone you know is moving into a new field, make a choice not only to learn about the new field as much as you can, but learn beyond the new field. Take up new areas of learning that may not even be relevant to you right now, but give you added capacity. I'm spending time learning French every day because I think it exercises my mind. I think it prevents dementia. I think it helps me become a more capable person. And I also tell people I think you can become an expert at some level with reading about the 5 best books in a particular topic. We have access to wonderful information. If I want to become an expert, say, on project management, I might talk to project managers about what did they find the most valuable tools that help them learn about their career, and finding the 5 best sources and really studying those. In a short period of time, you have access to a great amount of knowledge. I don't know if that answered your question, Liz, but
No.
Learning is what you were talking about. So
Yes.
I think having an attitude toward continuing to learn is a success strategy. It increases the chances that you will be moving in the area that you really enjoy working, where you have strengths.
That's a great topic because I think that's how you become valuable to other people. You know, when people see that as a leader you're growing your skills in whatever arena you're growing, you have more value to add to your team and just your family, your friends. They see that someone is learning. I took on this adventure here with the Lead with Giants TV, and that added more value to the people that I'm surrounded with. And so just a personal example, connecting with people like yourselves has added value to who I am as a person, and then it adds value to your life. So I can relate to some of the things you guys were talking about. Okay.
Hey, Tal.
Yeah.
If I could jump in there for a second
Sure.
about learning. You know, it was in the book Outliers where the concept of it taking about 10,000 hours to
Yes.
become an expert in your field was presented, and that's about 5 years of time. And I can say, as someone who has made a career transition a couple of times, and now sort of a third time going on, that yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. About 10,000 hours, which is about 5 years of time, you can become an expert in almost any industry. So I left the well, I went into the real estate industry, found that to be true, and from there went into financial services, became a certified financial planner, and so many designations that I can't fit them on the business card. But you know, I'll say basically it is a master's degree of education that I subjected myself to in order to quickly get up to speed and succeed in a new career. So that learning, I don't think we ever stop learning, but for someone who is making a career transition, I would suggest that they need to plan on dedicating themselves for the first number of years to learn as much as they can. And if it is the type of industry or field where there are, for example, I mentioned designations, if that's possible, go after as much as you can. Or if it's an internal development or learning pathway that is within the new career, just dedicate yourself to it wholeheartedly.
I think you can become an expert even faster nowadays. with
I
the
think so too.
internet,
Absolutely.
podcasts, with Hangouts, with everything. I mean, I became a love expert. Seriously, I knew nothing, and not only that, I had no understanding of social media, and I grew a huge platform and became quite an expert because interviewing, learning, etc., from the experts in the field.
Yep.
I think that we are flooded with information today. We can become an expert if we want to, but the role of the leader is to take that information and add a meaning component to it to help people understand the overwhelming amount of information that's available for them, and adding a sense of this is what our priorities ought to be. This is how we can make a difference. This is what our values are telling us we need to do. And that's the role of the leader.
And if I could can I put a plug in for somebody else's book? I love Bill George's book, True North. I'd recommend buying the workbook because it's filled with exercises that will help someone to explore their values, explore their leadership story so far, and then to end up with a personal leadership development plan. And I recommend that to anyone. But of course, I also recommend Steve's book, Leaders in Transition.
Thanks for the plug, Dan.
And what we'll do is we'll conclude this segment. We'll do another third segment just about speaking and communication. But I do want to close with something that you guys touched on, and just a personal story about an author who is actually is a keynote speaker in many places, Judith Glaser, and she sent me an email about what her daily practice of writing is. She spends about probably an hour of her morning just journaling about, she is a writer. She has many books about leadership, and it's some of the things that we don't see behind the scenes. That's how people do what they do. That's how they become a success. And sometimes we don't see the struggles and the challenges, the setbacks, but just sharing her personal story about what she does to get her writing groove on every day, just journaling and writing without any judgments or any evaluation of what the writing is, helps her become a better writer. So I thought it was just an interesting story in addition to what you guys are discussing, because we sometimes see the end product. We see somebody like Oprah Winfrey or Michael Jordan, but there are setbacks along the way that sometimes are not shared with the public as it should be sometimes. So
yeah, that sounds like she's doing the artist's way, which is your daily pages of just letting it flow. I love that.
Yes. Okay, let's conclude this one. We'll do a segment 3 on speaking and communication.
Excellent.